So do you have enough time? Do I have enough time? Does anyone who wants to do anything or accomplish any sort of task have enough time to do said task? Do they have enough time to plan, to execute? Is there a time where such a task leaves you fully, where the opportunity escapes from your grasp? Should we just cut our losses and start looking elsewhere, repeating the cycle over and over again? Do I want to spend days, weeks, years dreaming of another task because one failed? Because now I know what's right for me. We have all this pent-up energy, all this rage, all this curiosity, all this passion. And yet our biggest question is where we should spend it. Is it a waste of time to get a university degree? Is it a waste of time to pursue the job that I want? Do I even have what it takes? Do I have enough time to develop the necessary skills and aptitudes to fling myself into the workforce? Before even answering such a question, I think it's important to ask a more proprietary question. Something that you need to figure out first before even going down the road of what. Would I ever be able to know? How would you be able to know? Do you think there exists a time in your life where you will say, leaning back in a chair, at ease, and think to yourself, I know now. I know that I have enough time. Is there some sort of mental calculus that'll allow me to align my physical actions and commitments with my wants? Some of us just think that we're busted, cooked, if you will. I always find it interesting that our generation has so much interest in being deterministic. There always seems to be boats that you just miss. If you haven't been in a long-term relationship yet, you lack the time to develop them. You were meant to catch this boat in your late teens. Now look at you. In your 20s. Alone, sad, scouring for someone else to call your own. If you haven't landed an internship at these specific companies, then your career in said industry, you could just kiss that goodbye. It's my belief that this is the price that we pay as the generation that's grown up in the information age. You know, back in the day, you would only compare yourself with family, friends, and neighbors. The other day, I saw a LinkedIn post about a 16-year-old that's doing AI research at an Ivy League university. You know, like that just made me feel amazing. It just bubbled me up with so much positivity to strike and attack tasks that I have on my plate. To approach them with some kind of ferocity. No. Absolutely. It did none of those things. The only thing that it made me do was spiral deeper into my self-loathing. The more people that you see at the finish line, the harder it is to chug along in that race. That big race of life. Oftentimes it feels like you're running alone. Like no one else is beside you. A lot of us fight this sort of internal battle that we can't discuss with others, lest we seem weak, lest we seem unknowledgeable. But I think the fundamental question still remains. How would I ever be able to know? What is the exact experience that we all went through that convinced us that we're against the clock? And that concept isn't entirely unrealistic. You know, depending on your age, depending on, connections that you might have missed out on, there are times where, you are too old. And unfortunately, there's no making up for lost time. Back in high school, you could have, maybe put yourself out a little bit further. You could have stepped out of your comfort zone, potentially. We always seem to be wanting to turn the clocks back and state right here is where I want to be transported back to. Because then I would have all the knowledge that I have now, all of the bravado, all of the charm that I've now developed. But you are here right now. You're exactly where you ought to be right now. The things that you're learning right now are karmically aligned such that you have the tools to dig yourself out in a way. Now, am I saying, you are the ultimate architect of your misery? I wouldn't quite paint it that black and white, but I would say certainly you're at the driver's seat, my man. Things like oncoming traffic may be in your way. There might be obstructions in your vision. The weather might be cloudy, but also your hands are on the steering wheel. So once you accept this sort of uncertainty, I think you can begin to realize that you'll never be able to know. I'm going to repeat that again. You'll never be able to know. You will never have any sort of guarantee. Erase it. Let it no longer be a figment of your imagination. Part of the strength that you gain from becoming an adult is knowing that you don't know. There isn't an age where you figure things out. There's an age where you make peace with not figuring things out. Because you have to acknowledge that life itself is a mindfuck. People spent their entire lives trying to decode life, trying to create these dictums to live by. Laws, regulations, ideals, standards to aspire to. But yet, it's not a direct formula to fulfillment. Because as you grow older, you need to rely less and less on external validation and develop an internal voice, an internal source of trustworthiness. And that sounds all great and ideal, but how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Which is why when I speak to you, I'm not speaking at you, I'm speaking with you. I want to converse the fact that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I don't think that one day the idea of what the fuck I should do is gonna come to me. There is no guide to this shit. And so, I think what you have to realize is that you do and you don't have enough time. This is an idea that I've been jumbling around in my head, and I don't even know if it makes sense, but I'm just gonna say it. You do and you don't have enough time. So what does that even mean? You have enough time if you try. You have enough time if you try. When someone says to you, you have enough time, in an ideal sense, what they're saying is, keep up the good work and you'll get there. Just keep doing good by yourself and you'll get there. I promise you, I assure you. But a lot of the time, that advice gets prescribed to people who, I don't want to be blunt here and I don't want to be offensive, could be just doing so much more. A lot of us are told that we have enough time, but we're not told, or we're not rather guided to how we should be spending that time. So you have enough time if you try. If you start asking yourself bigger questions about where you want to go. And so what? Okay, you don't know where you want to go. So here's the thing. Just try shit. Just do shit. Anything. At all. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just making noise. Speaking into a void so that maybe someone else on the other side of the screen can either relate to it or give me discourse. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's talk. I am not talking like I'm at the end of the finish line. I'm talking as another person chugging along in that long race, in that tiring race. And I'm going to be right beside you, and we're going to get through this together. Because we all have enough time if we try.